Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE SmackDown episode 1065 and 205 Live episode 162, both broadcast on January 17th, 2020. So I watched this episode a few days late. In fact, I watched this after I watched Monday Night Raw, but I am publishing these episodes, and I already recorded my episode about Raw, but I am publishing them in reverse order, so that they are on the website in the correct order of when they happens. Not that there's anything that really informed Raw that happened on SmackDown. We had a little bit of events from SmackDown summarized in certain segments on Raw, but it's not like the main event from this is a result of something happened on Raw or vice versa. I keep crumpling this paper because I'm trying to get it to stop turning the page, and I'm just gonna use the paperclip instead, which is the entire purpose of a paperclip. But okay, so we open up the show with Kane arriving to say hello. Bray Wyatt appears in the Firefly Funhouse and says, "Shame on you for bragging about all of your accomplishments in the Royal Rumble match." And then the Fiend arrives to pick a fight with Kane. Kane turns around and is like, "Oh, what took you so long?" But he wasn't talking to the Fiend. He was talking to Daniel Bryan because he attacks the Fiend. The Fiend runs away back into the hole that he comes out of from underneath the ring. So Daniel Bryan challenges the Fiend to a strap match, which means that they will have a leather strap attached to each of their wrists, or one of each of their wrists. Daniel Bryan will have the strap attached to one of his wrists, and that same strap will be attached to one of the Fiend's wrists. And this is to prevent the Fiend from running away, disappearing, whatever he does when he's in trouble. So I think that could be really, really interesting. And if there's anybody that can make that match awesome and super innovative, it would be Daniel Bryan. I'm really confident that match is going to be awesome at the Royal Rumble this coming weekend. I'm recording this on January 21st, so the Royal Rumble is only 5 days away. I'm getting super, super excited for that. Then we had John Morrison make his in-ring debut, or main in-ring return, versus Big E. Kofi Kingston accompanies Big E, and he now has blonde hair. It's kind of weird, and I kind of... why was I thinking of Dolph Ziggler for some reason? But Dolph Ziggler does appear in this episode later on. But yeah, interesting. But John Morrison, with a little bit of Miz's help, wins this match, does some really cool stuff throughout the match, and it was really fun seeing him back in the ring, in the WWE ring. Then we had the Usos versus the Revival. This was after the Usos and Roman Reigns were in the basement somewhere. There's lots of fog. I don't know where exactly they were and why they were down there. I don't know. They looked pretty cool. But the Usos fought the Revival and defeated them. And then we see Lacey and Sasha and Bayley all fighting each other backstage. Sasha's ankle gets hurt, or it gets rolled or whatever, so she can't fight Lacey Evans as was planned. And so their doctor or trainer, whoever that guy is, everybody's just supposed to do what this guy says. He tells them, well, somebody has to be in this match, because it's been advertised and all that. So Bayley will be in the match, and it's not a title match because she's fulfilling Sasha Banks' commitments. But that led to Lacey Evans defeating Bayley after a women's right, and I think we might get Lacey Evans versus Bayley for the championship at Royal Rumble Slam Summer. By the way, as I went to the Wikipedia page for upcoming WWE pay-per-views, and I'm pretty sure somebody was just messing with the upcoming dates and stuff, because they had on there Bash at the Beach, they had Halloween Havoc and Fall Brawl, all WCW shows. I highly doubt that we're getting any of those three happening for us there. But I did see on there that they put the Super Showdown. It has been being advertised in Saudi Arabia, I believe. But maybe through the posts of that, I've seen have been fakes. I don't know. But it has not been mentioned yet on the United States television. And there, if it is at the end of February, there's not really any reason to talk about it until after the Royal Rumble anyway. Some other connections to that, talking about, well, this whole stuff with Kane, that it's the rumors have been that it's going to be Kane versus The Fiend at Super Showdown, which could very well mean that the Fiend does defeat Daniel Bryan, but I don't know. We'll see. Some other stuff that I'll talk. Well, Mansoor, I think I have a feeling. Okay, so he is on commentary for 205 Live this week. I assume it's because Tom Phillips was not there because it's an NXT UK weekend, filming the shows for that. And Aiden English might be on that show for this batch of episodes now. I don't know. Maybe. I thought it was Nigel McGuinness for those, but anyway, we had John Quasto. I forget what he normally does. I think he might do like web content or something. I don't know. Him and Mansoor are on commentary for 205 Live this week, and I really enjoyed Mansoor. John Quanto is all right. I didn't have any problems with him or anything, but Mansoor was very entertaining. I liked, especially in the opening, he says, I have a voice for radio and a hair for television, so I'm glad to be able to bring you both, or something like that. It was really funny. But anyway, I think that it's very likely possible that Mansoor will challenge for the Cruiserweight Championship at Super Showdown, and his opponent will be whoever wins here at Worlds Collide, or whoever wins at NXT TakeOver Portland, or some other time. I don't know, but I think that could be a possible match that happens out there. But otherwise, he could just fight another. Like at the last show, he fought and defeated Cesaro, so it could just be something like that anyway. Okay, so getting on back up to speaking of Cesaro, Sheamus and Shorty G have an altercation backstage. Not actual, well, you know what I mean, how that's related to Cesaro. Elias comes out, is about to sing a song for all of us, and he's interrupted by Sami Zayn and friends. They give Braun Strowman an answer, because Braun Strowman is just before that talking about how he deserves an Intercontinental Championship match since he's defeated Shinsuke Nakamura twice now. But let's see. Elias writes a new song while he's listening to Sammy just complain about Braun, that he's not going to get a match and all that. And he writes a song called Sami Zayn Needs to Shut His Big Mouth. Or his... No, not his big mouth, his damn mouth. And then the chorus would be Shinsuke sucks. But he doesn't get to actually sing that song because Cesaro goes down there and attacks him. And the other two join in, and Braun Strowman comes out to the rescue. So it was a pretty fun little segment there. Then we had Sonya Deville versus Alexa Bliss with Mandy Rose and Nikki Cross at ringside for their respective partners. But also Heavy Machinery comes out to support Mandy Rose. Well, Otis is there to support Mandy Rose, and I guess Tucker is just a good friend, or maybe he's trying to keep him from getting into too much trouble. But Mandy gets knocked off of the apron and is caught by Otis, and they make love eyes at each other. It's adorable. But Sonya, being distracted by this, gets rolled up by Alexa Bliss, and Alexa gets the win. And then we have excuse me. Then we have Bobby Roode versus Roman Reigns in a tables match as the main event. Baron comes out, and from I really like this. Baron Corbin, he's standing there at the top of the ramp, basically, and Robert Roode gets like knocked out of the ring at one point, and Baron Corbin is yelling to him, "Get up!" like from 50 yards away. I thought that was hilarious. I loved that. But anyway, they all gang up on Roman Reigns because there's no disqualifications, all of that. But the Usos come to the rescue. They hit a double splash onto Dolph Ziggler through the announce desk. And then Roman Reigns hits a spear on Robert Roode, through a table in the middle of the ring, and thus wins the match. And the winner of this match would choose the stipulation for Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin. If Robert Roode had won, then Baron Corbin would get to pick that stipulation. And Roman Reigns chooses Falls Count Anywhere. So they're going to go all over that baseball stadium. It's going to be I think that could be pretty awesome. And we get to have 2 matches that feature Baron Corbin. Like, how lucky are we this year for Royal Rumble? It's going to be great. But non-jokingly, that I think this match is going to be really good. And I think because this match is happening, it would be kind of ridiculous if Roman Reigns or Baron Corbin win the Royal Rumble, unless Roman Reigns is just, oh no, then it's even, I don't know. Unless Baron Corbin wins this Falls Count Anywhere, and then Roman Reigns goes and wins the Royal Rumble, that might work depending on how they pull it off. I don't know. But like I said, or actually I will say this in the next episode, I think Roman Reigns needs to win the Royal Rumble to go for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. It's not necessary for that. I don't think that I think pretty much anybody would be okay with any other way of that match coming together. It would all be fine. Like, use the Royal Rumble to do something surprising, different, to set up whoever's going to challenge Brock Lesnar. Make that a super surprising thing. Because Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, it's not surprising, and it's not needed to make that match. It's that match. Just make that match. It's fine. We don't need the Royal Rumble surprise excitement. We don't need to. We can use that excitement for something else. Okay. Anyway, then we have the episode of 205 Live. Last week on NXT, or a couple days earlier on NXT, we had a triple threat between Isaiah Swerve Scott, Lio Rush, and Tyler Breeze. The winner of that match would gain entry into a fatal 4-way match at Worlds Collide for the championship, the Cruiserweight Championship. And the winner of that match was Isaiah Swerve Scott. Go watch that match. It is pretty awesome. Meanwhile, over here, I thought that this episode would have another entrant in that, but as it turns out, both of the other entrants will be determined on the next week's episode of NXT UK. And those matches are Jordan Devlin versus Ligero and Travis Banks versus the Brian Kendrick. I think it's going to be Jordan Devlin and Travis Banks in those matches. The results of this match are known because they filmed it this last weekend, but we'll all find out in just a couple of days. For sure, or like right now if you want to look up spoilers for that. Anyway, like I said, John Quasto and Mansoor were on commentary for this episode. Our first match was Tyler Breeze versus Ariya Daivari. Tyler Breeze won via the beauty shot. And we had Lio Rush versus Sunil Singh. Oh, I loved this. The Singh brothers attempted to pull off twin magic. The technique, the strategy, the illegal tactics, made world famous by the Bella twins, Nikki and the other one, Nikki and Brie. It works really well when you're twins and you look pretty much exactly like each other. However, when you don't look like each other, like really at all, twin magic does not work. But Mansoor was really convinced that the referee had no idea. He says, referee has no idea. They're gonna pull this off. And then the referee's like, what are you even doing? He didn't even take off his sunglasses. Samir didn't, and he kicks him out, doesn't get the hell out of there. And Mansoor says, "Oh, he may have some idea there." So I really, really, really like that. The two things I really, really liked was Singh brother twin magic, and the 50 yards away encouragement from Baron Corbin. But anyway, Lio Rush won this match, obviously. And then we had Raul Mendoza versus Isaiah Swerve Scott, and Isaiah Swerve Scott won that match. I didn't write down any specifics from that. There wasn't a whole lot of like comedy. I think that's been my main focus of watching stuff today. But there was lots of solid stuff there, and I mean, it's another great showcase of what both of these guys can do, but especially Swerve, because he's going to be in that Fatal 4-Way in just a few days. So yeah, I am super hyped for that. I will be I'm not doing an NXT UK episode for last week, but I will be watching it this week because it's the go home show for Worlds Collide. And NXT happens the night before that, and it's all building to Worlds Collide, and I've got to do that. I've got to talk about all of that, and my predictions, my hopes for all the matches, and all that. They did add Mia Yim versus Kaylee Ray. It's not for the championship, and it's on the kickoff show, but I am glad that we are getting a Kaylee Ray match. Because I was like, man, we're getting an NXT. We have Rhea Ripley. She has a match, and it is a title match. We've got to have Kaylee Ray. We've got to have at least all the champions from both brands represented in some way on this event. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. And I think it might be the first singles match that I've seen in person with Kaylee Ray. I've seen her fight for sure at Full Sail, and I think I saw her fight either at Access in last year's in Phoenix or in New York. But I don't think I saw her in a singles match, and I definitely have seen her fight in person since she became champion. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for that. And on top of everything else, it's going to be an awesome show. So yeah, that's it for this week's episode of SmackDown and 205 Live. Stay tuned for my thoughts on next week's episode of WWE Raw. Why did I say WWE there? Next week's episode of Raw, and then of course NXT UK, and then SmackDown. Next week's SmackDown. Actually, I can. Oh, can I record it? I don't know if I can DVR it because it's not on Sling for me. It's on the Fox app, but I might be able to watch it on replay on the Fox app. I'm gonna have to try that out. But yeah, stay tuned for all of that. Let me know what you think is going to happen at Worlds Collide and the Royal Rumble by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe out there in all the infinite multiverses. And I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.